And thank you, Rob Gonchel, for those player introductions. Mike and Carolyn here with you here this evening here from Fairlanes here in Granville, actually just a suburb here inside of Grand Rapids. And Junior Gold this year is really big. This is our kickoff event. We've got the U12s here tonight for the USA Bowling, and then the U15s coming up a little bit later tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a busy 2 weeks here at Junior Gold. Like you and I were just discussing. I mean, you start really with USA Bowling, then there's the U20 division that's taking place at the same time. Then you go right into the Youth Open Championships. Then you go right into your practice sessions, into opening ceremonies and registration, and then boom, before you know it, Monday is qualifying.
Yeah.
So it's a busy week for all of these kids because some of these kids who are bowling now are competing also in the Youth Open Championship.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, it's constant bowling, and hats off to the parents because this is not an easy 2 weeks to maneuver. But you're seeing some of the best young talent that we have in the states, and it shines right here on Bowl TV and at USA Bowling.
Yeah, we've seen folks already make telecasts like Spencer Robarge at the
Right.
Masters. And, this is a real feeding program for
Hmm.
future superstars. And really, it's a feeding program also for collegiate programs.
Oh, absolutely. Junior Gold has been known as a recruiting spot, and you have colleges from all over the country coming here, and they make their way to every bowling center. So it's not as if they're just looking at. The U18 or the U15 where they're up and coming. They're paying attention to what's on the horizon, making their own notes so that they know once these U12 and U15s hit that age bracket, they're the people to keep their eye on them. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And tonight we've got the number one seed, Ohio Valley. They were the number one seeds. They made it through. They made it here to the finals. And then we've also got the number 7 seed, the South. Ohio Valley is coached by Dave Klein Jr. The South is coached by Melvin Perry, with Melvin Perry the third on that team, bowling leadoff for them. And it's the Baker format, but unique Baker because there's 4 on a team.
Right, so you have somebody repeating a frame, but I love Baker formats because I think it is the true testament of what team bowling is all about. And let me tell you, and I'm going to make this comment because I just came from the PBA league over in Maine, but there are different reasons why you pick kids on your team or adults on your team. Some say it's chemistry, some say it's the bowling center you're going to, some say it's two-handed, you can throw the pins around. But I think that's what makes team bowling and the Baker format so unique, is that you have to pay attention to the kids or adults that you're putting together so that they mesh to make that good team chemistry. I mean, it's one of these things. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure I perform for you, not just yourself. This isn't an I, it's about us. And it's pretty important.
Yeah, and communication also really, really important in the Baker. And you just saw that, like you said, at the PBA League. You got to communicate what the lanes are
Right.
doing, transitioning. We do have TV lights here for our live stream here tonight. You see the teams huddling here. This is a big one for everybody. And, this event hasn't taken place for a couple of years, so it's nice to have it back.
Whatever they just said.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I had a chance to meet with Ohio Valley for a little bit and talk to the kids. There are a bunch of jokesters and comedians within that group. Let me tell you, they all rode over together. They were cracking jokes, and in their bios, some kind of interesting things in there that we'll get into throughout tonight. And it's important to talk about the format here. It is a best of 5 Baker. So the first team to win 3 games will take home the USA Bowling National title. Getting here, it was double elimination in a bracket best of 3 to get here, and tonight best of 5. So for the South, we have Melvin Perry III getting things started here. Two-hander.
Well, I was actually going to make a comment and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have a two-hander in the field.
Yeah.
But there isn't a field that you don't see now that doesn't have a two-hander in it. And that includes the women's field as well.
Yeah, we're probably going to end up having more two-handers than traditional one-handers on tonight's broadcast. Nice spare. Get those jitters out of the way.
I do like that he changes to a plastic ball to shoot at a spare. So again, that's That's something that you will see a lot of two-handers still do, whether it's urethane or plastic. They do change balls to shoot the spare.
Here's Donovan Klein, leadoff bowler for Ohio Valley, getting it started. Very nice light mixer. Choosing to go with a pretty aggressive bowling ball there.
I think it was a gem.
I think so as well.
And playing the lane's pretty straight, actually. Nice, smooth ball motion. Looks good.
Here is Malachi Wilson now. Malachi, the second bowler, bowled his second, sixth, and 10th frames.
Now, during practice I was watching, I couldn't really tell which lane was hooking more. They only got a few shots. Great try there, that split.
Just a couple inches off there. The oil pattern also that they bowled on, they don't release the patterns here at the Junior Gold Championships all week and any of the events, but judging from past history and the scoring pace that we saw over at the other bowling center, it is a modified house pattern is the best way to describe what they are bowling on here tonight.
And when we say modified on that, it is very apparent over at the other center watching the Youth Open Championship. There is a little out of bounds to the right, yet you have to be more towards the middle part of the lane, and there is no hold yet until that transition really takes place. Not only that, it's very difficult, or I shouldn't say difficult, but you have to be really quick with watching the moves because, as we see, a lot of kids are starting to use urethane right from the get-go, especially when they see their ball hooked too much. So transition, just like we see here, is happening so much quicker. I believe he bowled on the wrong lane. He did. So we're going to bowl 5, and I believe it's 5 frames on one lane, 5 on the other. Are we bowling it, or are we, right? It's 5 and 5.
Yep.
He got up on the left lane.
Yeah,
so they
the
allowed him to shoot, correct. So they allowed him to reshoot the frame, and he struck.
That's one way to get in a free practice ball, unintentionally.
Unintentionally, absolutely. Two very aggressive shots by Ohio Valley.
Yeah, Dawson Cole. They picked him to bowl in the 2-hole for a reason. He's got a great look out there. We also have quite a few fans here, a lot of family members as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see a lot of folks out here tonight.
Great
this is
comeback.
Varian Jones.
Yep, and great comeback shot, and it's Mike. So we've had 5 shots, and I believe 4 have been two-handers. He's going with the urethane, playing it a lot straighter, very controllable motion. Looks pretty good.
Varian James, excuse me, is Varian's name. He looks a little bit like Pete Weber back in the 80s throwing that ball. At least his ball roll anyway. That's Miles Gordon, third bowler for Ohio Valley.
Opting also for urethane. Control the pocket until they feel a little bit more comfortable. And that's what you see, especially in speaking with some of the younger kids. They like it because they can keep it in the pocket or they can control it until they feel comfortable going to reactive.
Great cover. Very difficult to pick up corner pins with a two-handed style unless you certainly flatten out your wrist. Tough to generate ball speed, but not having any problems there. Get a look there at Malik Gardner. I talked to Malik. He was very comfortable. He was telling me about what he would like to do in life, and he would like to be a veterinarian. Loves dogs.
Love that. Taking your passion and making it your career, right?
Yep.
Little bit of a unique style. Everybody probably looks at him and says, oh, he throws it off the wrong foot. He kind of gets it going off the wrong foot, but ends on the correct foot. So he really is a combination of both, but makes it work. He didn't like his first shot because I was watching him practicing. He had a nice little look going, so hung on his thumb just a little bit.
Kennick Robinson with the strike. All playing around the same part of the lane.
Getting it down to that 7-8 area. The light hit. Rolling out that 5-pin.
Kennick told me he's a big Atlanta Braves fan. He likes Ronald Acuna because he's flashy. So we'll see if he's going to be flashy on tonight's show. He said he might, if he gets comfortable. Well, he got that ball to finish that time.
Definitely made the adjustment, going a little bit straighter. Changes balls again to shoot the spare. Clean for his 2 frames.
Gotta love that. His teammates do as well.
Actually, both teams. I don't want to jinx them, but both teams.
You're right.
Clean through, what do we got, 9 frames, Bolt? Well, 5 and 4, obviously. But
I call that 4.5.
I say 4.5? Okay, 4.5. We are clean through 4.5.
Look at the deep breath here already. Pre-shot routine so important, right, Carolyn?
Yes, it is. Keep you in the zone. Allows your mind not to wander in a bad direction.
Donovan Klein. Take a look at this release.
High backswing. I'm sorry. I'm stumbling there. High backswing. But gets it off his hands so clean.
And remember, everybody's 12 years old or younger.
Yes. Unbelievable, isn't it?
It
Oh,
really
God.
is. And you hear the push, and it does. 4-pin comes out.
Slaps in the 4-7.
When
Great
you're
shot.
carrying the 4-pin like that, you got a good thing going on.
Yes, you do.
So after Wilson strikes in the 6th, we move over to Ohio Valley. Dawson Cole. Remember, Dawson will get to finish the game also as the anchor player bowling 2nd. Did you see the pin action on that, Carolyn?
Absolutely. Look at this. Runs and just how smooth off his hand is that?
He's already
he
left
got
the
that
20.
one in a little bit. Well, but down lane he got about 9. They were getting down to about 7, 8. So right there, again, we talk about transition. The lanes are always changing. But when you have a little bit of hook and a little bit of hold, you're definitely in the right part of the lane. And with the way they generate ball speed, they can create that so easily.
A little left to target there. It looks like his team was yelling push for Varian. You know, they talk about the collegiate program and how they're a little more deliberate when they bowl.
They're
well, right
slow.
Here, yeah, right here tonight, these bowlers are not slow.
They're not waiting.
No, they are up there to
They're
bowl.
not waiting. And the kids at the Youth Open, they weren't waiting. No, I know. It is. You do watch the collegiate tournaments, great bowlers. Please don't get me wrong. But, yes, some of the games, they do tend to extend a little longer
They do.
than normal. Yes, yes. We have to hit everybody's hand.
Yeah.
And they do. A lot going into it.
Malik Gardner.
Great, and another light mixer right here, getting all of that urethane. Again, about that 8 board, I love when the traces are on the lanes. You can read where that break point is down lane. Great shots by all of these young kids.
Kennick Robinson was with that strike there. Malik Gardner up now, of course. Crosses over, they'll take it.
Sets up that 9th frame.
This is a best of 5 here. This match, pretty good shape for Ohio Valley here to take a 1-0 lead. 279 the max score, high scoring. It's the first time I've seen lanes 9 and 10 here at Fair Lanes. This will be the championship pair throughout all of our events here at Junior Gold, right here at Fair Lanes. I want to thank the staff. I've been here live streaming on Bowl TV, of course, over the last few days, and they've been awesome to work with. We'll see if he'll give him the heater. And look, there's his Braves spare ball. So still 2:57 left, 2:21 for the South.
Big shot here for the 9th. Could set them up. They basically need it to put some pressure on Ohio Valley.
Third time's a charm. Melvin Perry the third goes over and gives his dad a nice high five and his teammates.
Move it a little left. Again, he's playing the same break point, about 7-8 on the left, but made the move to the right. He had gone high. I'm sorry, he had missed the head pin left, went high. Great adjustment.
Yep. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Well, Donovan's been perfect.
3 for 3, high flush, all 3 shots right here. Gets it in the back and then just drops it through. Uses every ounce of his energy and drives that ball straight through towards the left, not the right.
Yep. Talked to his dad, Dave. He thought he was going to maybe put him anchor, but decided to start him first.
I don't think people realize how important the leadoff position is. Talked a lot about this last week. I mean, that's the person you want there to read the lanes, give the communication, pump the team up. It's an important position.
Hooks past the 4-pin, but with this match just about over, it's not that big of a deal here in game number 1 of the match. Remember, best 3 out of 5. They will switch lanes after each game. And then the higher seed, which is Ohio Valley, if it comes to a rubber match, a 5th game, they will get lane choice.
And I stand corrected. So they bowled the entire game on the same lane. I think I said they would switch. So
Well,
it's
I think
one full game, and then they switch pairs.
this is my first
lanes.
time doing this, and we've been live streaming U20 girls and boys, which, by the way, everybody, you're going to want to see that tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern here on Bowl TV. A little tease there for that one. So I haven't really been following this event as much as I'd like. So this is being our first time, and we actually had Malachi actually bowled on the wrong lane, switching lanes. I think it threw us both for a loop. So
Yes.
we're gonna go ahead and take a get out of jail free card on that one. Yeah.
It's okay though. Making mistakes is what it's all about.
I usually use the little dog. What do you use when you play Monopoly? Are you the shoe?
I like the shoe or the. I'm all right with the old thimble.
I almost thimbled you, but I didn't want you to get mad.
Sure.
But you got to protect that hand, so the thimble makes perfect sense when you play Monopoly.
And not to get off subject, but if I'm playing the Peanuts Halloween game, I'm always Lucy.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify that one.
I got a notepad here. I'm going to write that down just so I remember that one. Well, I'm noticing on the left lane, you're getting plenty of finish down lane.
Absolutely. And that could be a sign. Now, here's the key also to switching lanes. The coaches, as well as the bowlers, but I would assume the coaches first, should be paying attention to what the other team is doing on that lane, because once you switch, there are no practice shots. They get right into the game. So any adjustments you want to make, this is where that communication comes in, where you need to talk about, do we think that lane's hooking a little more? Do we think it's a little bit tighter? And make those adjustments accordingly. Now, is Donovan any relation to Dave?
Yes.
Okay, son.
Yes.
I think because I had heard you speak about the other team, but I never heard about that team.
Getting ready for game number 2, a little programming update here. I was informed that the sheet that I had in front of me, and I was questioning that throughout, Donovan Klein is actually bowling second, and Dawson is bowling lead off, and I had mentioned that earlier because his dad was going to put him anchor, and that's why I was a little confused. So my apologies for that. I know a couple people have sent in a couple of notes on that. So this is Dawson Cole,
Who has been rock solid for every shot he has thrown.
Yeah, he has not missed.
So if you're looking to read the lane, he is definitely the one that you need to look at right now for Ohio Valley. Ohio Valley. Why I'm stumbling on my words, I have no idea. I have a great question here. How are these teams picked? Do they come out of a junior program? Now, I may stand corrected on this, but I do know in our area, in the youth program, our youth director would ask who was interested in possibly being a part of the program, because it does take some travel. And then out of that, they start to pick a team. And if they have too many kids, they do have like a little tryout where then they pick 5 to come to the event.
Yep, and some also bowl tournaments together as a group and have parents together, and they get camaraderie and they start to get to know each other well, and sometimes the teams are selected that way as well. A lot of these tournament groups throughout the country, I know Deandra's, EYTs, and some of the others out there are how they get their groups together and formed as well. Donovan's been rock solid as well. Not having any problems on the right lane. I thought maybe going to this other lane you could see, you know, a potential hiccup, but both lanes look like they might be playing about the same, or they might have made the right adjustment.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, and it could be just the angle that I have of the lane. He looked like he might have been a little bit deeper on that right lane, but it's a little hard to tell.
Malachi Wilson in the second. That's left to target.
I think we can definitely see that the moves on the lane are probably better to the left, especially with the higher rev players. We don't see many of them moving to the right and trying to play straighter. Of course, the majority of them two-handers, so they're going to follow each other anyway, and they can create their own area. Great spare.
Strikes for show, spares for dough, and that was a big spare right there. Gain a little momentum there for his team. Miles Gordon continued to bowling third, but we do have a lineup change for Ohio Valley. Kennick Robinson is going to sit this one out, and Alexander Hanachak is going to come in and be the fourth bowler. But right now, here is Miles Gordon. Would like to take a moment to give a shout out to our entire Bowl TV community watching right now online, hanging out with us all the time, giving us a lot of great information as well. Glad you're watching here tonight on Bowl TV. Thanks for being subscribers, and if you're watching this on a YouTube broadcast down the road, don't forget to check out Bowl TV. Give us a look. We'd love for you to subscribe to Bowl TV and watch great competition like this, along with the PWBA Tour, of course. Currently right now we're also covering the PBA 50 and, of course, collegiate tournaments as well, right here on Bowl TV. And remember, on Bowl TV, Carolyn, bowling lives here.
Here?
It lives right here.
At Fairlanes or on Bowl TV?
On Bowl TV. Bowling lives here, yeah.
Wow, got that one to the right. I don't know whether you're seeing push. That ball was definitely going to get down the lane. Look at this. Got that one out to about the 6-7 board. Comes back high flush. Again, using urethane, allowing for that smoother motion. It's going to read a little bit sooner, be smoother on the back, much more controllable.
And here
impressive, hold on, through the first whole game. So we got 10 and 10 frames, so let's just say 20. Plus 3 and 3, only one open.
Yeah, only one.
Actually, the 10th frame, I believe that was on a fill shot, wasn't it?
It was,
so
yeah. How about Alexander coming in off the bench? He did get that fill shot on that left lane, but now perfect, reading the pattern perfectly. 6 into the 10.
Nothing like coming off the bench and being high flush. That's good communication, right? Being prepared. It's excellent.
Malik leaves the 10 only. Fortunate to just leave the 10. Although the 6-10 could be possibly easier, but they'd say when you add another pin, it does make it harder. But I don't know. The 6-10 might be easier than the 10 pin. What do you say?
I don't know.
You never missed a 10 pin in your life,
yes,
though.
I have.
I never saw it.
Yes, I have. You know, you could chop the 610 or
Yeah, I
miss
know.
it. You don't want to do that either, so. It's okay, though. Clean through 8. I say 4 and 4.
And right now the South is just a bit of a lead here, looking to even things up 1-1. Ohio Valley, if you're just joining us, won the first game.
And again, every shot, high flush, he has not gone light yet at all. Right there, out to 8, 9. Gosh, not hooking it a lot, not creating a lot of angle. So again, here's something you could look at where he's not creating a lot of angle. High flush every shot, right?
Yeah.
Creating a lot of angle, tendency to reflect and carry just a little bit. Ooh, almost a trip 6.
Melvin Perry III. I love how he's playing the big wheel here tonight. It reminds me of Jason Couch circa 1994, maybe with like a werewolf or something.
And the only lefty, so he can play the lanes basically the way he wants them to.
Hooking at the 6 pin. Filling spares, just like you say, filling up those frames. Donovan Klein now high flush. This leadoff bowler and second bowler here, they have been outstanding thus far. Might want to sign them up for the Roth-Holman doubles here in a couple years. They've got some time before that.
They have some time.
A couple junior gold championships to win, maybe.
Yes, yes.
Collegiate national championship. Great answer here.
Made the adjustment, moved a little left. Again, moved into that 8, 9 area, high flush. Again, playing a little bit straighter. I love his game too, by the way.
Yeah, Malachi.
I do. I love Malachi's game.
Very professional too when I spoke to him beforehand.
Slapping off the light hit-ish of the old urethane right here, coming in half pocket. Pin goes over to the left and knocks the 7 right off the deck.
These are 5th and 6th graders here tonight.
You think about that for a minute, don't you?
I know.
Do you remember 5th and 6th grade?
I do.
Another light hit.
I wasn't this good at anything.
No.
Not even getting dressed in the morning.
No. Get this shot. Light hit again, half pocket, saw in the 5-7 off the deck.
I'm telling you, you go YouTube Pete Weber in the late 80s and forget about how you deliver the ball. It's similar ball roll, I'm telling you right now. 279 max score for Ohio Valley. 247. For the South.
No nerves out of both of these teams, I could tell you that. They have been great. Through 8 frames on one team, 7 on the other. Look at the, and I don't want to jinx them, but again, no open frames. That's pretty impressive. If you were to look at USA Bowling when this first started as compared to now, it's unbelievable the leaps and bounds that have been made with the talent of the youth around the country.
Absolutely, and yeah, folks, the Ohio Valley team is the team that has 279 left.
first shot he's gone light. And it still
True.
has a great, great reaction. Gets this one in just a little bit. And just saws the rack. Again, when you can miss to the right, you can miss to the left. You're in the right ball, the right part of the lane.
Crushes the pocket. Slow ball speed. Man, that ball's getting back from a long way down lane. That's what happens when you throw a little bit slower. You can have a little bit further towards the outside part of the lane, closer to the pins, because it has that much more time to recover and get back to the strike pocket.
I believe he could be throwing a Zen, if I'm not mistaken. But
That's what I see.
yeah, and he has the whole lane.
He does.
And if you look, again, I love when we have the target down lane, the range finders, because you can see that ball's getting to the same part of the lane every time, which is another, just, you didn't see that 5 and 6 years ago. So, wow.
So Donovan Klein has put his team into the 260s, can still max at 279. And they're going to go up 2-0. A lot of revolutions coming off the end of the pattern out of that bowling ball.
Yeah, and I think they're going to bring somebody else in to throw the 10th frame or the fill shot. Anthony?
Looks like Alexander.
Alexander, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, Ohio Valley. Oh, no, Kinnick. Yeah, they're bringing in
It's gonna
Kinnick.
be Kinnick.
Yep, Kinnick Robinson.
Sorry, we're trying to read the sheets here. They're a little, look at that. Great shot. Great shot.
Yeah,
we're
we've got
looking
a
at
couple different
numbers.
sheets
Well,
here, yeah.
Well, we have numbers next to the names,
We
and then
do,
it changed.
and then it changes, yeah.
So
Yep.
just forgive us. We will get it right, but
We will.
I believe that was Kinnick. Kinnick Robinson.
Yes, it
so.
is. And he actually started, and
Yes.
Alexander came in, and he was perfect that game for him. So good substitution.
Oh, great shot there.
I believe
My
from what
mouth.
I can see from here, the left lane does appear to be hooking a little bit more from this vantage point.
Oh, good try at the 4-9.
So Ohio Valley 278, 213 for the South team. So Coach Melvin Perry going to have to rally the troops here, down 2-0. It's the best of 5. So Ohio Valley can close things out here. 3-0 sweep potentially. Also, Ohio Valley, when they entered into this tournament, DKJ Pro Shop is their team name. And the team name for the South are the Pin Crushers.
Yes, and great people at DK Pro Shop. They donate. Every year we come up, if there is an SYC in the area, they donate a ball and a basket of goodies for our BVBC table. So very generous people, and they're great supporters of not only bowling, but our charity and of every kid in the building. So hats off to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. So what do you think the South is going to have to do here to get back into this thing?
They're going to have to strike, because you can see by the scores that Ohio Valley is lined up and confident. So you can't give up that 1 or 2 shots with the scores as high as they are. I do think now they need to also step back, take a deep breath, and know that each shot has to be quality, a quality shot, and just fill frames and hope that those strikes string together.
Another nice cover. Sportsmanship as well, you can see. Take a look at this. That was almost not made, but
Well, I thought it was going to leave the back pin, honestly, but good spare.
now I talked to Dawson a little bit. You know that he bowled 300 and 299 at age 10 in Iowa, about 3 months apart.
That's crazy.
In Dubuque and Davenport.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I told you they were jokesters. He told me about it, and I said, well, you know what? They're walled in Iowa. He looked at me with big old eyes. I said, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what did that mean? Okay, so someone's phone just went off.
It did.
As the kid was in the middle of their approach, and I don't know if you heard, and I saw the coach turn around, but he leaves this 10 pin.
Well, maybe that's how the South can get back into this match. Is cell phones going off in the background? Maybe that's. I called him because I don't want to get out of this booth. I want to keep calling action all night. That was me that made that phone call. Oh, there's that trip 4.
Go, great shot. I think they need to make a bigger move on this right lane. Again, we were talking about right there, almost hits the tracer, which is at 10. So gets it in just a little bit with the trip 4. I think the moves need to be in and quicker. Honestly, you want to go light rather than through the nose. So that's feedback he needs to give his team.
This time we are going to have a step off here. This is back-to-back frames. That time it was not me that made the call, Carolyn, I promise.
Me neither. Well worth the step off the approach, get back right into his zone. And again, he has definitely moved deeper on this left lane, but still using that same break point.
Little fist
Great
bump.
adjustments.
Donovan Klein, he said if they win this thing, he said he'd like to go out for Buffalo Wings with my teammate. I said, what's your favorite flavor at Buffalo Wild Wings? He goes, oh, I don't really care for Buffalo Wild Wings. I just like Buffalo Wings. Really hot.
Getting that ball way to the right. Look at this, almost out to the 3-2-3 board. Just doesn't quite come back off the end of the pattern. 2-8-10. Gets the 2 tough ones, the 2-10.
And was that a ball change for him? I think that was a ball change. He had been using the urethane.
Yep, could be.
Unless I just didn't see it from the light here the right way, but like a ball change. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that was a ball change. He got out of urethane on that shot. Miles Gordon with the light mixer.
Big double to take the lead here for Ohio Valley. They increase it by a few more pins.
Malik has never really gotten lined up here on tonight's show thus far.
No, and I watched his practice shots, and he looked pretty comfortable, to be honest. Really did. He was getting off his hand just a little bit smoother. But, you know, the lights and the score comes up, you know, and the arrows appear, and it does something to you a little bit. You know, your anxiety bumps up a notch. I think anybody who tells you they're not nervous, or this is at any level of bowling, who says they're not nervous or doesn't feel any type of pressure, I think could be fibbing a little bit because you have to. The surroundings are so different, and you have other people that are depending on your shots. So that's an added pressure as well.
The great Alexander comes in off the bench.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
Off the bench, and again, right here, same break point, going a little bit straighter, getting the light hit. Great shots, especially off the bench.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Okay, now we're slowing things down a little bit here. I think this is the first time we've actually had an opportunity to take a breath or a sip of water here during this show. Thank you, Mr. Perry. Inside. Almost holds.
Oh, yeah, but that looked pretty good off his hand. Maybe just a little bit slower. Got it in a little. I mean, he was getting it out to the left, just a little bit more out to about the 8 board. I mean, but not a terrible shot, but just paid full penalty.
Nice try. Nice try. That's a tough one to pick up. It's on open frame.
I will tell you one thing we have not, I shouldn't say we haven't discussed, but I am sure, or I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think all of these bowlers somewhere over the last few years have gotten some great coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be from their parents or a coach at the bowling center they bowl at, or a brother or sister, whatever it be. So, hats off. Hats off to everyone who gives of their time to help develop this younger generation of bowlers. Because I don't think I think we forget about the coaches sometimes, because sometimes you don't see them.
No, you don't.
Yeah, they're in the background. And hats off to them. That's the first time he's gone light.
Yep, sure is.
Leaving the 2-pin. Oh, actually, no, his last shot. He almost left with the cell phone.
Oh, the cell phone shot,
right.
yeah.
It tripped the pin out and left the 10. The cell phone shot.
Yeah.
So glad he recovered.
Being in the center here this week, all week, and being here for this show here tonight, I see the iconic Fairlanes name up there, and Fairlanes was such a prevalent name in bowling for so long, the Fairlanes Bowling Centers.
So, let's see what my friend here does. Got that one in. Hold. There you go.
Does.
All right, back on it. So, here you go. See, he's a little bit straighter through the front than the other two-handers. But again, now they're moving left, developing that little bit of hold. Of course, the urethane going down the lane, to me, helps. But Fairlanes, just a little tidbit of information. Thought I'd give it to you. My first nationals in college was at Fairlanes in Houston, Woodland Springs. Oh, look at that.
Slapping it out.
No, 9-pin. No.
It's tough as the patterns have been in the U20 divisions. Boy, watching this tonight is kind of a breath of fresh air. You got some hold room in there for sure. Players taking advantage of it. I don't think this bowling ball comes off of his hand as well as the other ball he was using, because he got the last one wide, and then this one obviously just slipped off his hand, it looked like to me.
I'm not sure. I know he's trying to project it, obviously, to the right a little bit, but both of his last two shots were not as good as his first and first game. I agree.
Yeah, just too strong of a bowling ball, I believe, forcing him to have to go way too much left to right there. He'll watch this back and probably realize that probably wasn't the best ball change. So Ohio Valley here is really in a position here to sweep this thing 3-0. They bowled great all night.
Yeah, with the strike here, it's basically, and our camera person, we need to take a break, was walking down the lane. So he stepped off, which is a great thing to do, regroup. Goes just a little bit high, leaving the 10 pin, but with the spare here, still have a pretty commanding lead.
.187 the max for the South team. 188 the magic number for Ohio Valley to get to.
And right now going at a 2-team pace. They just keep marking. Just seemed like South, you know, with the shots that weren't perfect, they paid maximum penalty. That basically does it here.
Yeah, you got several players here that are two-handed that are hooking the whole lane. You know, and in the South, you know, you've got Malachi who's able to do so, and you know, if they had an entire team of Malachis, they'd, you know, probably be right in this one based off of the shot shape and style with the way the lanes are playing here tonight. Ohio Valley is obviously, you know, slow wheeling the lane here, all of them for the most part, and it's really worked out well for them here tonight. Something distracted him. We have nothing down lane. I think maybe that one there was just, we're real close to winning this thing, and this might be my last shot on TV. Let me make sure I make a good one here.
I think so too. Coming in just a little light, leaving the 2-4-5. Definitely didn't get around that one.
Have a little discussion about how they go about throwing it this one, maybe. Spare ball. It's not going to hook very much here.
Nope, straight at it.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We've got Ace Morlando coming in.
Go Ace.
Let's get in there.
Come on, Ace. All right.
One time. Yeah, Ace Morlando here. His name's Anthony Morlando, but he really does not like to be called Anthony. He loves to be called Ace, and I told him that I would mention his name one time on the show as his birth name, and I will not say that word again, Carolyn. This is Ace Morlando.
There you go.
Cover that spare.
Come on, Ace. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
That's
I like
right.
that.
Carolyn, I got one question for you.
Yes, I'm cold. They turn the air on in the bowling center.
What's better than being a junior gold?
What's better than being a junior gold?
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, okay. Yes, I agree with you. Okay, I've been on the road a couple of weeks already.
We talked about that in our production
No,
meeting.
I'm
I was going to
kidding.
put you on the spot last year. You asked me
That's
what
fine.
one of the players bowled like, and I couldn't get Buttriff, so I got you back. Oh!
Oh, high flush every shot, light 2 shots, and then 7-10. So right there, I actually think that was a great shot. Ball's
Yep.
just a little bit too early, not quite getting through the pins now. If there was another game, I would think he's probably going to change balls, but again, not going to matter.
Or
Match is
slide
pretty much
adjustment.
well
Yep.
over. Yep.
Yeah, that's a true look. If you watch this broadcast back, you'll really see how lanes can transition.
Yeah.
That's a field goal down the middle for Ohio Valley.
I'm not sure why everybody doesn't get one. That goes through me like a knife, but other than that, no, good bowling.
So Ohio Valley's going to take this one. 212 the max score. But here's a little TV time here. Farman Malachi Wilson.
Oh, what a terrible break to end on.
What a big difference between
Look at this.
both anchor bowlers, too.
Yes.
You had the light 7-10.
7-9. Oh,
Ah.
that's just a bad break.
Well, that's going to do it right there. 3-0 for Ohio Valley. But you know what? Great camaraderie between both teams, and the team of the South here have nothing to hold their heads on right here. They bowled great getting here. Took a lot of games to get here. And Ohio Valley here going to just go ahead and finish out here the 10th frame. We'll see what the final score is.
Mm-hmm.
To anybody watching out on the PBA Tour, this is what's coming in about 10 years.
Oh, goodness gracious. What happened in the last few frames?
Yeah.
I'm having visions of what happened on the PBA telecast. 2, 4, 8, 10. Comes in just a little light, probably a little amped up too.
Yeah, certainly could be throwing a little bit past the break. This needs to be the slow. I bet he slow rolls this one. Gets it to hook over there. So there you have it.
Yay. It's awesome. Love it, love it, love it.
They are a team of jokesters. They have great camaraderie.
Team of jokesters.
They really are. Every one of them told me a joke in the pregame. I can't tell many of them here on air, though, Carolyn, I got to tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our 2022 USA Bowling National Champions in the 12 and under division from the Ohio Valley region, DKJ Pershaw. And how about one more round of applause for our runners up from the South region, the Pin Crushers.
Cute. I love this. Look at all of them out there, nice and smiling and happy. May you always feel this happy. When we got. That's. we definitely don't want the photographer in there.
And if you do recognize the back of that head, that is Dave Schroeder, folks. Working junior gold here this week with the United States Bowling Congress. Nice to have Dave on site.
Not really sure why I can't take a good picture. Nope. Because they moved. Oh, that's a good one, though.
cell phone kid.
Folks, don't go anywhere yet. Carolyn is going to go down and do an interview for us. But the Junior Gold action is just getting started here. We've been streaming here from Fairlanes for the last 3 days. And now we had this show here, USA Bowling. We got another one coming up for you here. All right, looks like Carolyn's almost ready here for the interview. Had some folks celebrating before they made it over here.
Ready? Okay, so we are here with Coach Klein, and obviously your team, 3-0. What were the keys to success?
Oh my gosh, it was just staying in the moment, Carolyn, and we had a phrase all week. It was one shot at a time. Don't think too far ahead, and don't let anything behind you hold you back. Just one shot at a time, move forward, and we have a great team atmosphere on our team. All these boys love each other, as you probably could see.
So what are some of the keys when you're creating a lineup? Because we talked a lot about that on Bowl TV about what creates that great team chemistry. What was your key?
Well, we've got my job was easy. I've got 5 guys that I could just throw the ball. And, to me, it's how do we string those strikes together, right? So the first and second bowler, which finished the 9th and 10th frame, those are obviously the guys that are going to be the key guys if you need something done at the end. But it's also important that third bowler and that fourth bowler, in case something happens with that first or second bowler, fails a little bit, they can pick you back up. So.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. Phenomenal bowling. Dawson, come on in here. You were one of the hot shots on the team. So the first few shots, high flush, high flush, high flush, high flush. I mean, great shots. Then you started coming a little light. What transition did you see out there on the lanes?
I saw like push down because I just happens during bowling. So I just moved one to the right and I buried the last one. So it was good.
Well, I want to know, you came out, on fire to help set your team up. What were some of your thoughts going into tonight's round? Where was your mental focus?
I just like make clean clean shots and pick up my spares and just have fun.
Okay, and then my final question. What do you want to be when you grow up? Because you're only 12 now, right? Yeah. Okay, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Pro bowler, own my own bowling alley, or yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great bowling out there, and congratulations to you and your team. Mike, back to you.
Thank you very much, Carolyn. We'll bring it into the booth here in just a moment to wrap things up. What you think of that show, everybody? Pretty good one. Great talent coming up here. Future stars of tomorrow for sure. The U12. It amazes me how good 12-year-olds can throw a bowling ball these days. We see it all the time, though. It's becoming quite normal. All right, we'll bring it back into the booth. Carolyn and I will wrap things up here. 3-0. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit, didn't we? It happens.
We did.
Hey, you know what I was just thinking before you go on? I'm sorry. See my mind? I squirrel sometimes. Like things come into my mind. Ukrainian colors, aren't we?
Well, I was thinking St.
I
Louis
was just
Blues,
kind of thinking
but
about that. Mets, a little bit.
well,
don't
I
you
guess
think?
a little. We can give
Come
you that
on.
one.
All right, what? Let's move on. Okay, I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah,
were you
what?
saying?
Well, it's anytime we bring in bowlers. We haven't been watching all week. Obviously, we just came in to do the show here, but
Yeah.
I mean, just I'm amazed at the talent every single time we come to Junior Gold and have an event where we got the youth. We saw it last year. Mateo won last year. Was on the show with Kai. I remember that one so much because
Yes.
Kai was so crushed. But now we see more great youth players,
Yes.
12 and under, and it just continues to happen.
Yeah, the talent pool has definitely increased, and it's increased at a faster rate. And I think that, it just, there's a lot of reasons behind that. We talked a little bit about it. Coaching. There are so many more coaches out there, people giving of their time. The kids have so many more opportunities to become better bowlers faster with the Storm Youth Championships, with the Elite Tour, with all of the YSMTs and the Junior Bowlers Tour, and I could go on and on. There are so many events out there that are allowing these kids to learn from each other as well as hone their skills while they're out there competing. And not only that, I think that the relationships and the friendships that they're making along the way help them not only become, I want to say, better human beings, but yes, they're becoming better bowlers, but they're building relationships that they will have over the next course of their lifetime. And I think that's even more important because I do think the bowling community, although we feel it's so big, is so small, and they have so many great opportunities to enjoy all of this with their groups of friends that they create. And I think that's just magical.
I agree. And I think one other thing, just to wrap that up, I think I would also say that, with the two-handed style being the new
Yes,
generation,
absolutely.
when have you ever been able to see a period of time where the youth can create that much power on the lane and power equals strikes?
Without a doubt. I mean, you are going to see more two-handers. And again, I made this comment last week on the show. I think you're going to see teams of just two-handers. You not saying there's anything wrong with traditional bowlers. Please don't get me wrong. But just because you see so many more of them, you have the opportunity to possibly see teams that have 5 two-handers on it. We're now seeing an influx of some of the girls throwing two-handed. But it's going to be interesting to see, and this, I don't know if we have to wrap it up, but this is something I'd love to talk about at one time, is what the difference is between the two-handed style of the women versus the men, because there's not very much research out there, and both are built differently. And I'd love to see how that progresses over the next few years.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll see it if we keep doing this gig here, if they keep bringing us
Absolutely.
back. So we want to thank you for watching here tonight. It was great working with you, Carolyn. As always, we got a bunch more shows here from Junior Gold, Grand Rapids, Michigan here this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing everything that happens moving forward. We want to thank our Bowl TV community for watching. Of course, we want to thank the USBC board, the BPAA, the BPAA board, and all the great sponsors that also help put on all of Junior Gold in this event here with USA Bowling. So for Jason Thomas, Brian Kane, Rob Gottschall, Curtis Von Kruger, and all the folks here at Fairlanes, we are going to say good night for now, and we will see you on our next broadcast coming up a little bit later this evening. It's the U15 Team USA bowling team championship. So we will see you guys a little bit later tonight, and we'll see you down the road on Bowl TV. Have a good night, everybody.